Hey, Don here. We got a little fire pit area here, and I went to use this the other night, and it wouldn't ignite. So, it's getting a little older. I've had a few years of use out of it, and I got to figure out how to get this thing to work again, because we sure like to sit out here by the fire pit and use it. So something's clogged, something's wrong. Let's take it apart and see if we can't fix this thing. All right, first thing let's get all these rocks out of here. These glass type rocks. All right, I'll bring you guys back when I get this cleaned out. I can definitely see some rust underneath here. There was one night that we didn't get the cover on and it did rain. So I think that's what we're gonna run into, is some corrosion and rust or something. But I'll get this cleaned up and then we'll take a closer look. All right, I got the glass cleaned out. As you can see, at least once the cover did get put on overnight. It wasn't supposed to rain, but it did rain. And now we got some rust built up here. So I'm going to start taking some of these, or try to take some of these rusted screws out. That's not good. Now that's going to strip out. All right, let me take a closer look. First thing I'm going to do, let me go and get the tank out of here, get this thing as light as possible. And if I can get the center section out of here, maybe I'll take it in the shop and work on it in there. All right, let's get this tank out of here. Just unscrewing the valve. Yeah, that one's getting low anyways. I'm gonna shoot some with my phone here, see what's underneath here. All right, so we can see there's not much to these things. Let me get down underneath here and take a look. Control panel. I don't know, it looks like maybe the pan will unscrew, possibly. All right, let's go back up. See if I can get a couple of these other non-rusted screws out. Alright, let's keep our fingers crossed here. Oh, there we go, that's good. Yeah, that one I don't know. That's just not gonna go. I got two of them. What about this one here? Oh, you know what? I am feeling some screws underneath the corners, and if those come out and that all the guts come out, yeah, we're gonna try that. Don't think I'll be able to get you in here to look at it though. Okay, that one came out easy, so that's good. Yeah, all the same kind of screws, so I might have to tip this over. All right, let me move some stuff here. Okay, let's see if I can get these other screws here. That's promising. Okay, success. Let's take everything into the shop. All right, we got it in here. First thing I'm going to do is get some penetrating oil on these screws. Try to rest that so it's not on this control panel. See if I got a little pick or something that I can clean that rust out of there. Alright, I'm back. Had to take a little break to chase a sparrow out of the barn here. Out of the shop. That's not looking good. Oh, it'd be nice to get these two. Alright guys, I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to let this stuff sit for a while and come back at it. Let them sit for maybe an hour, go do something else. So, alright, we'll come back. Let it sit a while, and then I heated them up with a torch for a little bit. Let's see if that does any good for me. Now I'm sure this whole thing is really hot, so I got to be careful. Oh, look at that. Come on, baby. It's moving. Well, it's starting to work loose. That's a good thing. All right, let me spray these again a little bit. We'll just keep working at it. All right, which one was the one that was moving a little bit? This one, I think, over here. There we go. Once you get them moving, man, I think you can really get them out. I think that's a good thing. See if I can find the right size nut driver for that. Is that an 8, maybe 8 millimeter? Yep, that's exactly what it is. Let's see now, with a nut driver and a screwdriver, if these things will actually come out. I moved you guys over to the other side. So I got the igniter, or this is the igniter part of it. Looks like it's an 11 millimeter. That's good. So I got a nut on the back of there too. Let's see if that's the same size here. Boy, is that smaller. There's the 8. Smaller than an 8. Let's grab a 7. That's the 7. Ooh, I got it to move. Alright, now I got to see if I can get the screwdriver in there. Well, what do you guys suggest? What's the best way to clean that up? I think some kind of a sander. Tried my flat disc first. I think that'll work. Let me get the respirator on here. Let's go for it. All right, let's try to clean it up. Do a little brake clean here. All right, I think that's going to be good. First, the rusty primer, and I do have some high heat black, so get a good coat of the primer on here. Okay, primer's dry. I think that's fine. Let's put some of this black high heat paint on it. Alright, I think that's going to be good enough. I think what I'll do is spend a little time with these nuts and bolts and use the wire wheel and just clean some of that stuff up. Alright, I think that's good enough for now. All right, I'm back out here working on my fire pit thing. I got a new valve. Looks like the right thing, but let's go ahead and see if we can't swap this out. I'll bring you in closer so we can see what we're doing here. We'll try to get this thing working again. All right, first thing, let's make sure it looks the same. Boy, it sure does. Looks exactly the same. Got a wire here that's got to come out. Okay, so that's good. Looks like that's a ground wire. Looks like I'm going to need a wrench to get this off. That's a compression fitting. All right, let me find that wrench here. Yep. 19. Okay, got it. Looks like I got a couple screws to take that clamp off. Set these over here. Well, those are a little rusted too. This thing really got wet, which is sad because I got a cover for it. I just bought a new cover. And it's that one night I forgot to put it on. And then we got a big storm. And then totally forgot. So that's the whole point, to see if we can't get this to fire up and work again. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So there's that. Okay, so now I gotta figure out how to get this knob off of here. I got one of these tools. Oh yeah, it just pulls right off. Alright, that's always a good thing. You know, I go into these things and there's always a chance that, okay, this is still not going to take care of it or work. And you take things apart that you just don't know how they work exactly. And you're hoping that when you put it together, it'll all work. You know what? That's horrible. Yep, that's what I thought. There was a ground underneath this one. Now, my problem is this is going into this pipe. Let's see. Alright, let me flip this over because I might have to loosen that pipe up. Which is this whole thing. Okay, guess what I'm doing? I'm taking this back apart. But at least I know the screws work now. Over, there we go. And there it is, out with the old. Okay, I think I will attach this first. There you go, 5/8. That's what we need. Okay, that's nice and tight. Well, that's a positive sign when the screws fit. All the wires are hooked back up. Let's go ahead and get this back in here. Okay, that's good and tight. Okay. Okay, now I got to get these other ones back in. Let's try to get this thing back on. Alright, that's covering the outlet there. good deal. Those are all tight. Is that everything? Only thing I just don't know, why am I not getting a spark? Only thing that I read is the battery, the block that the battery goes into. If that's bad, I don't know. All right, I think what I want to do is go ahead and grab a tank and then hook it up. And if it won't spark, I can always light it with a lighter or a torch or something. So I just want to make sure the valve is good, because this one, the whole reason that I got a new one of these, because this was really loose and just floppy. I didn't think that was very safe. So, all right, let me go get some gas. Let's get this guy on here. All right, that's tight. This is off. Hey, it works. Yeah, it does not arc, so let me shut the gas off. Hey, at least we got a fire pit again. I just have to use the torch. Good deal. This is off. I'm unhooking. Now I get to go put it back together over on the deck. Okay, there's 4 screws to put in. I got the pan sitting in there. Okay, I got one started. Okay, see if I can get this one started. I'm sure I'm going to be right in your way trying to get this thing started. You know what? I think I might be better off turning this thing completely over. So let me try to do that. All right, let's see if we can get in here now. Okay. All right. Time to fill the rocks back in. Wow. That looks good. All right. That's good. Gas turned on. There it goes. Yay! It's working again. Oh, this valve works a little different. So the other one had a quarter turn. This one has full to the left, and then if I keep going to the left, it brings it down. There's straight that way again. I had it down at 6 o'clock, and now as I bring it up to 12 o'clock, it lowers it down again and eventually turns it off. Okay guys, my battery just went dead on my good camera, so you got this camera, and I got it fixed. The igniter is not working for some reason. I'll go look that up. If that's a cheap part, I'll put that back in. But it's not that big a deal just to light it with a torch or some kind of lighter or something like that. So, all right, that's all I got on this one. It is hot out here. It's in the 90s, and I'm out here with a fire pit. Am I crazy? At least I'll be ready when it cools off. All right, if you like my videos, hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and like the video too, that helps. And go ahead and leave a comment. I appreciate reading the comments. those are a lot of fun for me to do. So, all right, that's all I got. We'll see you guys next time.